I can't believe it. Made it with seconds to spare. But here we are. We have a match on display. Spartan Guardians in blue against TiltTitans pressed in orange. And if you're curious, this is Royalty Series NA Contender C1 to C2 of the 3v3 circuit. Damn, imagine finally follow. What is good, clown? As this is week number 6 and a 50 coming through, and Turtle hits a little bit wide. But Tig gonna flick, bringing it midfield, and just there is Cruelty as some pressure coming out. And MF roll, that's a mouthful. MF rolls in haze. That's gonna be interesting. Your burner, mate. Why you got your burner on? What happened? Curious what happened, but Cruelty starts things off. What a goal. Oh man, I gotta manually skip. That's gonna be a rip for Bacchus mod feature. Underrated, the plugin to allow auto skip on replays. But now we have to manually do it again. But one goal as play slowed down a bit there. Grand Stumpy can't connect, and Cruelty gets another touch. High pop, Fire Nado is there in a double commit, but Turtle comes out with the ball. Big 50, Fire Nado almost beats out, and Roll is back. Guardians are undefeated in week 6, so gotta give them credit. As Fire Nado trying to get it by Tig, who gets a piece, and that's gonna bounce wide. Grand Stumpy met with resistance, and Cruelty, a nice touch, and it floats in. Soft, but effective, on target, and a nice challenge, good speed, beats out, and Guardians up by 2 in game number 1 as we get closer to halftime. Pinch going midfield, and Turtle gonna be met with a challenge. Cruelty a little bit awkward, but no one there on TiltTitans. Could have been a chance there. Maybe it was you, clown. Roasted. But Turtle trying to move it forward and bounce off the side. 2 minutes to go. And that's hit off to the side. No contact, as that one's just going to float in, and awkward play goes in. Certainly Guardians want that one back, as that back wall will mess up everybody. Turtle had a lot more time to react, and certainly wants that one back. But still, 1 goal lead for Spartan Guardians. As Turtle trying to 50. Fire Nado waiting for his chance. Gonna play it patient. And the smart move right there. But Grand Stumpy all the way back. And trying to clear it. And Turtle almost miscue. But tactical fake. Cruelty able to challenge. And this is a rough spot for Tig. And there's an opening. If Guardians put some pressure on. Fire Nado off to the side. Roll down to midfield. Cruelty trying to disrupt the play there. But there's an opportunity, and off the crossbar.
This is shocked.
As let's see if they could get another chance. Right now, Guardians a little out of sorts on defense. As Grant just gonna loft an easy clear for Fire NATO. Now Tig has to make an awkward touch. That's going to stay high up in the air, and we are counting down the seconds. 35, as Turtle able to get the save there, and pinch. That's like the second time we've seen it in the game. And Fire NATO, what a play! It looked a little bit awkward, but hey, credit to him, he gets the goal. And Spartan Guardians up by 2 as they look to close out game number 1. But Tilt, they definitely had some chances. There's some opportunities. It is only game 1. Gonna be interesting to see if they can get into the match, get into the swing of things. Game 2, that's what it's all about. Break off the rust, or you know how you download an opponent. But that is concluding game number 1. Spartan Guardians take it, and we are going to Forbidden Temple, game number 2. So luckily we have a match here. A little bit late. It was 8. Ran down to the wire because internet issues, but just in time. Tilt joined, so we are lucky to have a match here. But game 2 is underway, and we're gonna see if TiltTitans tie up the series, come out swinging. They've had some good pressure, some good plays, but certainly playing down is a different animal, and it's tough to have a full slate of confidence when you're down in the game. But Tig stopped by Turtle, but only for a moment, and Fire NATO popping it high. Grand attacks, but a good pop from Cruelty. This could leave an awkward spot, but roll is there, and floating high. Gets a touch, and no contact, but another clear from Cruelty. And Turtle, what a shot! And Turtle will happily take those opportunities. Gonna strike it through, and no contact on the back wall. Leaves a chance to score. The Spartan Guardians go up 1 early in game number 2. And Tilt, they're going to be looking to tie this one up. Want to stop the momentum from Guardians as they carried it into this game. And high off the backboard. Players scrambling from Guardians. And almost an own goal. But luckily, for Guardians, a player was there. And there was a chance. Slightly open net. But to the midfield, Fire NATO has been calm and collected. Does control there. And Turtle can't get a piece. Gonna have to go back. Cruelty fills in. And now, roll. Met with resistance pretty quickly. And TiltTitans still trying to find the equalizer. And there's some bumps coming out. That's something we haven't seen a ton of from either side. And Cruelty just going to get a touch, but easily saved from Tig. And now can put one on target, but Turtle able to keep it to the side. And 2 players side by side fighting for the ball. There's no way that results in a goal, right? 50 off the ceiling. And Fire NATO does get a slight clear, but have to close out before TiltTitans clear it the other way. But it's been a lot of back and forth. Both teams trying to gain an inch. And tough for any solid shot to come through. Cruelty challenging on the side. Could have been different. Could have been a lead blocker. But that worked out for him. But under 2 minutes to go. A touch. Tig might be able to get something. But Fire NATO maybe jumping the gun there. Had a little more time. But Guardians trying to get another goal. Get a little more security. They're only up by 1. And there's opportunities for TiltTitans into the midfield. But Turtle able to get a nice touch. And gonna be deleted. But does that mess up the rotation for TiltTitans? But double commit. Turtle easily taken care of. Wants to follow, but just gonna have to watch it from there. And Tig can't get control, almost bounces in.
Shocked.
And I'd say that was a tough spot to challenge, but Fire NATO on the wide side of the net and able to put it through. There's an opening. Hits high, tough to read. But they get their security goal up by 2. But certainly hard fought. That's going to drop back to Cruelty. Turtle can't get that one. And Cruelty can't get a touch there. But bounce high. Fire NATO actually able to read. And bouncing, no way does that work. Fire NATO. What a play. Getting bumped around, but right spot. And the backflip comes through to score. Give credit to Fire NATO. I mean, that's another goal for Fire NATO that looked awkward, but yet he makes it work. And that one almost falls through, but 3 goals up. Guardians happy in the spot they're in, and that was almost a chance for a redirect from Tig. Could have boosted some confidence for TiltTitans. But Spartan Guardians take game number 2. And again, another hard fought despite the score. But definitely wasn't easy, as they had to fight the whole battle throughout the game. Where are we going? DFH. Alright, I assume they're changing cars. Alright, game 3 is here. Spartan Guardians, series point. TiltTitans, backs against the wall. They can't afford any more mistakes now. Have to bring it full on. And one game at a time. That's how you get by on the reverse sweep. But Spartan Guardians looking to get a full sweep of their own. Tig dropping it down. Cruelty off the back wall. And Gran is there with the touch, going the other way. But Fire Nado a little bit awkward. There's a shot, but Cruelty, good reaction. And he's up. And he's down. And no contact there. Tig. But we are entering 4 minutes ago. And still scoreless as popped in the air. But been good challenging. A little quicker pace from Tilt. And that's what you like to see. And that's lofted in. What a play. Grand Stumpy from a little behind mid-court. And rolls with it. And that's just in. As they take their first lead. And so, first time in the lead. Curious to see how this boosts their momentum. And also curious to see how Guardians can play. They have not been down. So, does this change confidence on either side? But that one's given up. Turtle lofting it high. Cruelty midfield, but TiltTitans all back on defense and able to take care of it. What a demo. Lands on it. Turtle almost puts it in, but that crossbar and Tig able to collect himself for the touch. But Cruelty sneaks in there, and you thought that one would have been cleared. He had players ready and waiting, but a little bit awkward, and that little bit of window Cruelty able to find. And what a tying goal, much needed for Spartan Guardians. As it's been tough to find some openings. Grand Stumpy. Gonna leave it off. And now going the other way. 50 in front of net. Roll. Probably wants that one back. Does give up possession. But into the corner. Turtle dropping it down. Easily taken care of. Roll. Floating awkwardly. And Turtle able to come through. And a lot of missing. And add another one. That's brutal. From both sides. Both teams need to lock in here. And Fire Nado. I mean, Fire Nado has been locked in all series. And has been clutch, and there gives Guardians the lead with 150 remaining. Cruelty off the back wall, and Gran is there. Fire Nado all the way back, able to contend, and that's lofted high, and no danger. Cruelty. He's not worried. Nice clear from Fire Nado. Could take his time. And a little too much, but Cruelty on the other side. 115 for TiltTitans. A big blast. This could be a goal. But just better touches from Spartan Guardians. Came out of good time, because there's a chance that was it for someone to miss in front of net. But Tig trying to apply the pressure. Turtle blasts it downfield. And Roll. I don't know how Roll does it. Always lands on top of the car, or on top of the ball. But lofted high. And another easy shot. It might be too little too late. You just wonder if TiltTitans add some demos because their shots are too low. You need better shots or more demos. But 10 seconds left. Off to the side. Turtle bumped, but gets a touch. And Cruelty just securing the game and the series. And that is going to do it. Spartan Guardians take the victory. Well, at least they said GG's in the match thread. So, congrats to Spartan Guardians for their victory. There was some shaky moments, but overall, they prevailed. Get the sweep. And don't forget to report. But would like to thank both teams showing up, giving us a show. Everybody who tuned in, of course, appreciated. And that's going to do it for this cast.